I'm Kevin. I'm not in costume. I'm a Madison local. I have my checkered past includes sysadmin, tech support manager, application security, cloud operations, and now compliance officer. So what is GRC? GRC is governance, risk management, compliance. It's basically a system property that lets you run regulated workloads. Don't make it more than it needs to be. So we're talking about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I'll just do a quick recap. It's a penny dreadful story told through the eyes of a lawyer, Mr. Utterson, who's a loyal friend of Dr. Jekyll and who notices that his friend has fallen into bad company. Happens to everyone. So we gradually learned that Jekyll, in order to preserve his high social standing, develops a potion that lets him indulge in evil urges as a separate person to avoid consequences. Sounds like bimodal IT, anyone? So in my own professional experiences, this theme of a double life is quite relatable. It might be for you. So let's review some examples of how self-arrested development involves GRC today. Pause. Okay. It used to be, this is how it went. GRC encountered a DevOps pattern. It was new, it was scary, it was monstrous. How can you be in control and let other people make these decentralized decisions? But this is mostly in the past. We're beyond this. Don't inflict it on yourself. Now the tables have turned. GRC is losing the arguments that rely on arduous processes or nebulously worded requirements. So GRC must adapt to the DevOps reality. Here's another way you might live a DevOps double life. GRC says, hey, security is everyone's job. It gives you no education, won't cooperate with you. So you fall back in your tribal jargon and you stratify. As a compliance officer, as a DevOps, you might be self-inflicting a little bit of DevOps double life by saying, no, just tell me what to do and I'll just do it. But if you don't give your compliance people context, they will make life terrible for you. And you need help, and DevOps is here to help. For me, DevOps is a state of mind, it's a shared consciousness that really excels at taming complexity. And staff experts like me basically feel threatened by that. So a naive, superficial integration is not going to get you anywhere. GRC doesn't get to shift left or to work in small batches or embed in teams that are already doing DevOps. We need to look in the mirror and realize that an audit project comes once a year, and the goals are externally defined. They're stuck in the past, subject to someone else's interpretation. That's not DevOps. So let's face it, the lesser evil is to collaborate on what can be elevated to DevOps consciousness and tolerate what cannot. So what's key is that your compliance program adapts to your value stream and not vice versa. Easy enough. In conclusion, the alternative to a DevOps double life is to meet up and level up together where you can and wait for the rest of the compliance industry to catch up. Or not. I want to give you some concrete options here. So number one, ask your compliance team to explain terms or processes you don't understand. You're going to be running these things someday, and you need to know this stuff. Voice your intention to optimize for the whole system. Do that often. And demand that the compliance work be added to your visible backlog. In terms of automation, you should all agree, everybody, to banish manual configuration verification. Config management is everybody's friend, and it will help you deliver consistency, faster, safer patching, you know the drill. You might even help your compliance team by giving them metrics. They can derive value, like evidence. That's what they live on. They might need your engineering mojo to get there. Finally, for sharing, you really want to share your designs and diagrams because with better intelligence, your compliance team can deliver some precision and not just kind of scattershot. So again, thank you for your time. I hope I've given you some ideas. If you'd like to talk to me afterwards, please do.
much.